Are they motivated to buy or are they motivated to sell? The challenge that I see with most of the people is that they're so focused on the sale, like I want to take a listing, versus like what does the client actually want to accomplish? And if I really understand, it allows me to be able to service them better. And guess what happens if I do that? You get the listing. They have this imaginary scenario in their head that if they sell the property at a certain price and they buy at a certain price, this whole idea makes sense. Here's the feedback that I would have. Whenever somebody's selling and buying, you want to find out what the problem is. If the problem is that they weren't getting the offers on their home, or if they weren't finding the right property, or if it was both. And then what you want to do is you want to take the conversation and ask yourself, are they motivated to buy or are they motivated to sell? And depending on what they're motivated for, you want to be able to dig in the right direction. So, for example, like if somebody is like, hey, look, like I'm looking to downsize. Good for you. Just out of curiosity, is that downsize going to happen here locally, or are you thinking out of the area? Or, hey, look, I don't know if you're open to sharing this with me. Like we come across a lot of off-market opportunities. And from time to time, when somebody's looking for something smaller, we're able to connect them with the smaller property before they even come on the market. If it's not too personal, you mind me asking, like, if you do downsize, is that going to be here locally or are you thinking about moving out of the area? Okay, great. Like, which neighborhoods are you considering? Blah, 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 blah. Because what could happen with somebody like that is, or at least kind of what I'm imagining, is that they have this imaginary scenario in their head that if they sell the property at a certain price and they buy at a certain price, then this whole idea makes sense, basically. So, yeah, that would be like the only feedback. I would say your transitions are getting better. I would say the way that you're communicating is getting better as well, too. As you were saying this, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, like if people only stick with things like for 3 to 4 years, that's where I remember that in my eyes, I started seeing a difference from actually being able to listen to people and actually be able to guide them in the right direction, maybe 3 to 5. But yeah, no, I think you did a good job. That would be the only thing that I would make you aware of, that it could even be done in the prequel, because you have the appointment already. Just be like, hey, look, you mentioned to me that you were looking to buy something. Was that here locally or out of the area? Hey, you mind me asking what the budget was? Hey, which neighborhoods are you considering? Because you might set that appointment and they might be like, hey, look, like I didn't really receive any offers on the property, so I don't really want to relist it. But there's cases where you can focus on what they're motivated to. So they're really motivated to downsize to something smaller. So if you have an idea of what they're looking to do, then there's a chance you may even be able to present that opportunity to them and be like, hey, you know what? My colleague actually has a property looking in that same neighborhood that you talked about. And the price that property is going to be coming on the market is $700,000. Let me ask you this. If you can buy a property like that at $700,000, would that entice you to maybe still sell and maybe even be a little bit more flexible on the price of the sale?
So now you're focusing on the buying side.
Well, it's what are they motivated? Okay, so do you think this person's like motivated to sell or motivated to buy? What do you think is driving this move? What do you think is driving it?
Well, the buying, because they're downsizing.
100%. So they're not. What the challenge that I see with most of the people in this scenario is that they're so focused on the sale, like I want to take a listing, versus like what does the client actually want to accomplish? In this case, what they want to accomplish is they want to get into a smaller home. But most people, most agents don't focus at all on that. They're just like, oh, listing, versus, hey, what are their goals? Their goal is to downsize. Well, maybe I should ask some questions about them downsizing. And if I really understand what they're looking to do, which neighborhoods they're looking in, it allows me to be able to service them better. And guess what happens if I do that? What happens if you do that? is that you get the listing. Does that make
Agreed.
sense or no?
100%.
I had a seller who
Mm,
I was prospecting. It was a $1.7 million listing, beautiful neighborhood. And she's like, yeah, look, I've already got an agent on the selling side. I'm like, well, look, let's just focus on the buying side. Like, I'm happy to help you on the buying side. I'm like, where are you at on that? What are you looking for? Have you looked at any properties? She's like, no. That's part of the reason I haven't put my property on the marketplace because there's this neighborhood
mm,
that I want to go take a look at, but I haven't gone out. I'm like, well, I know you have somebody on the listing side. What if we just help you by showing you those properties with no obligation, no commitment? And then we started showing her other properties. And then she's like, I really like the way that you guys work. He's like, would you guys consider representing me on the sales side? We're like, absolutely.
I see.
Do you see that though?
Yeah, I have a
So,
client right now that's exactly that. So I should probably focus on the buying side for that
well, I,
person.
I I think I think we're all taught like, hey, like listing, but you got to ask yourself, what are they motivated by? Are they motivated to sell or are they motivated to buy?
Mm,
And when they're motivated to buy, there's additional questions that have to be asked either in the appointment setting or in the pre-qual. Either
reaching.
one is fine, but it is important for you to know, like, even if somebody's moving out of state, let me see, I have a cash offer lead right now where the guy wants a certain price. And then I'm like, where are you moving to? And he goes, I'm moving to here. I'm like, what are prices down there? And he goes, well, the prices are this. I'm like, that makes sense.
Mm,
This is exactly why you want the 500,000 because you're going to go out and buy this $500,000 property and very likely you want to purchase it in cash. Is this correct? Yes, you nailed it right on the head.
So some of the questions I guess in this scenario you can ask is, okay, were you like looking at homes that you were looking to downsize? Well, again, like
Yeah.
do you, right? Like, are you writing contingent
Or just
offers?
very simply, hey, look, just out of curiosity, when you had your property listed for sale, was it more that you weren't getting the right offers on your property, or were you not
Mm,
able to find the right property? Both. Okay, so one, you weren't able to find the right property, and two, you weren't getting the right offers. So when you say that there wasn't any properties that you were interested in, here's what I wanted to ask you. So we come across a lot of off-market opportunities. Sometimes we are able to connect people that are looking for something very specifically off market where they're not competing or anything like that. If it's not too personal, you mind me asking what you're looking for? And then it also allows you to see how valid of a lead it is. So if they're
mm,
like, yeah, I'm looking for a I'm looking for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath at 750. And I'll be like, wait, so you're selling a 1 bedroom for 750, but you want to buy a 4 bedroom for 750 in the same neighborhood? Like, does that make sense to you, Roji? But do you see
no.
how, like, by understanding both sides, you're able to be like, wait, you're looking to sell a 1 bedroom for 750 and you're looking to buy in the same community for 750? So now it's like, well, look, just to be fully transparent, like if you sell at 750, the 4 bedrooms are actually going for 850. Would you ever consider a different neighborhood? Would you ever consider moving out of state? Was this helpful?